Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lightheart, aka the Earth Lady. Today is February 1st, and we are going to talk about take your life back. I got a couple of notes here. Let me see if I can get them undone. I always go live and I'm not prepared. Okay, couple of notes that I took. I did post in the Relentless Growth group a video called Live Your Dreams from the YouTube. It is a motivational one. Great message, fantastic. I listen to it all the time. Every time I listen to it, I get something more out of it. So take back your life. Recently, I've had a couple of different things happen and go on and be brought up in conversations. And I decided, okay, you know what? We need to go back to getting control of our lives. Finding out what exactly we want out of life. What we expect out of life. Now, I know if you're anything like me, you thought you were going to grow up and get a job and you're going to have a big, nice house with a white picket fence and the yard would look nice and, you know, every girl's dream, you know. We all want to have the best and have a nice place and have a couple of kids and everything go peachy keen. And in all due reality, that's not necessarily the way that life goes. We have things that, as we grow up, that happen to us. We're told no a lot. We're told we can't. You can't do that. You're not able to do that. You can't do that. You're dumb. You're stupid. You don't have no idea what you're talking about. You are off your freaking rocker. You're crazy. You're just straight up crazy. Guess what? No, you're not crazy, guys. If you're like me, you're not crazy. Okay? If you relate to me in any way, shape, and form, and you're not crazy. I've had it brought up to me that people want to hear more of my experiences. And for a while, you know, if you know me, you know I don't like internet. I don't like telling my business to a lot of people and airing my stuff out where other people can decide, make an opinion on it. And doing these lives, the more that I do the lives, the more that, and the more that I watch a couple of these guys that inspire me, excuse me, the more that, yeah. And I talked to another woman and she said, you know, part of getting through is talking about it, letting people know what's going on. It's part of your coping, your dealing, learning to face what happened, deal with it, and that allows you to let it go so that you can move forward and be a bigger, better person. And that's my goal, is to be the biggest and the best person I can be. One of the things I say every morning when I wake up is I'm a better me today than I was tomorrow. Or than I was yesterday. And tomorrow I'll be a better person yet again. Okay, so I'm a better me today than I was yesterday, and I'll be a better me tomorrow than I am today. I do a lot of videos, and I tell you, you are someone, and you do matter. And it is true. It's very important. For me, that's an extremely important message that I'm relaying. I'm putting out there. All the videos that I do, I intend on adding value to others. And I intend that others will relate to my stories and to what I'm saying, get motivated, and get control of their lives and be what they want to be. So, on here, it does, and if you look at my notes, you'll think, oh my gosh, girl. Because the next thing besides get your life back is you are someone, and you do matter. It's time to decide what you want. and what you don't want out of life. Now, if you're like me, like I said, you've been told no all your life. You're dumb, you're stupid, you're crazy. And after a while, you start to get to believe that. And as you grow older, your friends, the people that you surround yourself with, are negative people that believe the same thing, because now you're starting to believe this. You're told it so many times. That's your conditioning. You're conditioned to accept that you're never going to be anything. You're dumb, you're stupid, you're a nobody. You're never going to you're never going to be anything. You're never going to build up to be something. You're not going to have a good job. You're not going to be able to hold a good job. There's so many things that I felt when I was younger. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. Why am I trying? You know, one of the things that I wrote down on here so that I didn't forget it is I was in elementary school. This was a long time ago. I was in, I believe it was Haskell School in Rockford, Illinois. I don't believe that teacher's there anymore, but I remember getting in trouble in class, probably for writing notes or making noise. And the teacher took me outside of the classroom. She told me I need to behave, quiet down, stop making a scene. I don't know why you don't just quit, get out of school and quit, stay home. Don't go to school. You're not going to be anything. You're wasting your time in school. You have no business here. You're nobody and you're never going to add up to anything. You should just stay home. And that really hit home. And at the time, I was young. And then her next sentence was, now you're going to go in my classroom and you're going to sit down and you're going to behave. And so when we went into the classroom, I recall, I remember this part quite well because I actually got to go home that day. We went into the classroom and I sat down in my desk and I thought about that a minute. And everybody's like, what were you getting yelled at for? What are you in trouble for? And I walked up to the front of the desk, or front of the classroom. And at that time they had the little desks, you know, with the slate desk on the front and the little metal arm that connected to your seat. And I remember I was so upset that I picked up an empty desk and I threw it at the chalkboard. I was lucky that I missed the teacher, but I broke the chalkboard. So she sent me to the office and my mom had to come and get me and take me home. And I got in big trouble for that. And that has really stuck with me for a long time. That I'm never going to be nobody. That I'm a nobody and I'm dumb and I'm stupid and I'm wasting everybody's time. I need to just stay home and stop going to school because she don't want me in her classroom and I'm a waste of her time. I'm not learning anything anyways. And that really got to me, and that's been with me for quite a long time. And as you get older, that's part of your conditioning, you know. And as you get older, then you start to surround yourself with friends that you think are supportive, but really when you look back at it, they were negative people too. They were bad people. They were troublemakers. You skipped school together. You did things you really weren't supposed to do as a child, but we all do them. We live and we learn, you say. And now that I'm older, looking back, she could have went around about it a lot differently, and so could I. So I'm not going to point the finger and say that she's all at blame, because I'm sure that if it wasn't for me misbehaving, I probably wouldn't have gotten in trouble. But I'm over that. You know, I started doing a lot of different things, changing the way that I live, changing the way that I think, changing the way that I live my life. Part of it is we're here in Tennessee. I'm in heaven. If you've ever thought of having heaven on earth, let me tell you where I'm at. In my perspective, my point of view here is I am in heaven. I have heaven right here on earth. I'm very grateful for everything that I have. I'm grateful for all that I've learned. And I'm a better me today than I was yesterday. And you better bet your bippy that I will be a better me tomorrow than I am today. And in that process, I've gotten my life back. I've decided I am somebody, and I do matter. There would be a lot of people, friends, family, my children, my grandchildren, my spouse, and a lot of others that would be devastated if I passed away, if today was my last day on this earth. And I know that. I've been through grieving, and I've been through losing people. And we'll talk about that in another video, another day. But, and I realized that, you know, other people will feel the same way that I did when I went through my grieving if I go. There will be other people who will experience that same exact feelings. And my intentions in life are to spread hope, support, share that you're not alone, that you can get through this. It's just a storm. We will all get through this. Okay? And so therefore, I've taken control of my life. I am somebody. I matter. And I'm going to show the world that I can do anything that I put my mind to. My goal with doing these live videos every day, and now I found out how to work the YouTube, and now Facebook is giving me problems with doing live. So, you know, apparently I'm supposed to stay on the YouTube now. So I'm learning, but it's all a work in progress. Every single one of us, every single one of us people, human beings, we're all a work in progress. Just because you're out of school doesn't mean your life's not over or not continuing. Perhaps you're still in school. Just because you're still in school and you're growing up, that doesn't mean that you don't have a whole life ahead of you. You do. And you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. Because you are someone. You do matter. There are a lot of people out there that would be devastated and empty inside if you were not here. Okay? And I've taken the negative things that I've been through in my life, like the event I spoke about earlier, and I've embraced them. I've come to the exception that that did not happen to me. That happened for me. That happened for me to be the bigger, better person that I am today. That happened for me to light fire under my ass, get me going and say, hey, let's do something. Let's prove that teacher wrong. Let's show the world that you are someone, that you do matter, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's rock it like a superstar or a shooting star. And the reason I say that is because as I was thinking about how I was going to present this video today and the message, there's a song. I don't remember who sings it, but it's a hip-hop kind of, it was, well, a couple of years ago, it was famous. Baby, you're a firework. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let's show them what you're worth. I don't know. But, that's, so, yeah, be a firework. Be a shooting star. Set your goals to reach the stars and beyond. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. Okay? I got notes to keep on task here because I got so much going through my mind with what's the different things that have gone on, events that have gone on in the last couple days with different people that I had to write down notes to make sure that I got everything out in this video that I wanted to get out without leaving anything out. What are you going to accept? You know, when you decide you're going to take back your life and you realize that you are someone and that you have control over your life, then, and I'm going to do this personally, I've got a lot of homework to do with running 2 different businesses and the lives and the housework and, excuse me, a couple other things going on. But take the time to sit down and write it down. You know, take a little bit of time and look over your life. And I'm not saying dwell or linger on all the negative things. And if you can't remember what happened in the past, that's okay too. Don't stress yourself about it. I'm not saying overwhelm yourself. What I'm saying is take the time to think about it. What do you want? How do you want to be treated? I did a video about that as well. Take some time, grab a pen and paper, and write down all the things that you want out of life. How you want to be treated. I want to be loved. I want to be treated with respect. I want people to look at me and know that I'm not dumb, that I'm quite intelligent, that I can do a lot of different things. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of not a damn thing. And if you know a lot about me, you'll know I can look at something, a diagram, and I can put some stuff together without reading the directions. I don't have to have this 8-page book that says, okay, put A and B together. Okay, now we got that. Now we got to go over here and do C, D, and E. And then we're going to take C, D, and E and A and B, and we're going to stick them together with F. No, I don't need all of that. Some people do, and I'm not saying that you're dumb for that. Please don't take me the wrong way. I'm saying that some people can look at a diagram and put it together. Some people have to read the directions. And honestly, sometimes if you don't read the directions, trust me, I've had this experience, that diagram don't quite tell you how to put things together. So you're like, okay, wait a minute. Something ain't quite right here. We better read these directions real quick. So let's start reading the book. But anyways, so it's each person is different. Each person has different abilities and different talents. Some people can sit down and read a book from front to back, no problem. Other people will get distracted and have to keep coming back to the book. Okay, there's a lot of different talents out there. Some people are very crafty and can make all kinds of DIY, do-it-yourself gadgets and gadgets and stuff. And other people have to look and say, okay, well, I have a soup can. How many different things can I use a soup can for? So I'm not adding to the garbage, you know. And with me being the earth lady, I'm extremely observant of stuff like that. I don't like putting anything in the garbage bag that's going to go in the dump. That means it's going to the landfill, and I'm contributing to destroying our earth. So there's a lot of a lot of things that I go through my mind and I think about. So what are you going to accept? Are you going to accept someone telling you that you're dumb, that you're ugly, that you're stupid, that you're never going to amount to anything? Or are you going to accept somebody saying, way to go, high five, you rock? You know? I don't know about you, but me personally, I like to surround myself with people who can see my talents and people that I can see their talents and congratulate them. Way to go, you did a great job on that paper. Way to go, you did an awesome job on that presentation. The wording that you put on this here flyer is incredible. Where did you get those thoughts? How did you come up with that? I mean, I've got a woman that I work with that she's always worried about her verbiage, her wording, and she wants to make sure that it sounds just right. But let me tell you, this woman can make 2 words go together like nobody's business. I mean, she's got so much talent and she's so intelligent. She just doesn't realize how talented she is. You know? So You really got to sit down and write down what you're going to accept and what you expect out of life. Okay? If you're not where you want to be in life, if things are not going the way you want to, if you're in a relationship where you're not happy, if you're in any kind of, and I don't mean man and woman relationship, I don't mean, relationships are friendships. A relationship is two people that have a bond. Doesn't necessarily have to be a sexual thing. It's just two people who have something in common and have a bond. Okay? So, if you're in any kind of a relationship, whether it be a friendship with someone else or with a mate, whatever the relationship, the bond is, if things aren't going the way that you thought they would, or the way that you think they should, if you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, I want you to know you always have options. That just because things aren't going the way that you want them to or thought they would does not mean that you can't get control over the situation and change it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, so don't ever quote me on that one, because I'm not one to say, oh, it'll just happen overnight. I'm realistic. It takes time. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes focus, and it takes patience. Okay? So, if you're in a place where this is not where you expected to be. This is not your idea of a good place. This is not your idea of a happy life or the way that this relationship should be. Then take the time and write it down. Okay, these are the things I think are going wrong or I feel are going wrong. This is how I feel. This is how I would like things to be, and this is how I would like to feel. Now, how am I going to get from where I don't like to where I do like? Where I am not happy to where I am happy? There's a song that I was taught as a child. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and one is gold. Now, sometimes you can keep old friends and old relationships, but as you grow and you mature and you start to evolve into the person that you are, the bigger, better you that you're happy with, that you're supposed to be, that you want to be, some of those older friends, you got to let go of. There's a song that I do believe is also written, and if you read the Holy Bible, which like I said, I got a lot of references to that. That's the way I was raised. I don't necessarily believe it all. Okay? So I'm in my own little category there. Anyway, it says, people are in your life for a reason and a season. Now, not all of those people will stay in your life, and not all of those seasons will stay the same. Some people you'll have in your life your entire life, which is a great season, and some of them you won't. Some of them, as you learn and you grow, you'll find, hey, these people aren't doing me any good. I'm over here, and I'm bettering myself, and I'm learning, and I'm striving for better, and I've got goals. And these people just want to chill. They just want to live in the now and be like, whatever happens, happens. And those are not people I want to be around. I want people who are trying, who are reaching out, helping others, who are striving for better, trying to improve themselves. Okay? And so that's my goals. That's the people that I choose to surround myself with. Excuse me, sip time. So, if you're not where you are, where you want to be, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? Now, when I was young, I was always told by my mom and my grandma and a bunch of people, well, sit down and make a list. Make a list of the pros and cons. And then go from there. How can you make some of these negatives into positives? Is it just your perspective, your way of looking at it, and therefore you think it's negative? Or is it truly something that you really don't want to be around anymore because you're growing and evolving and striving for better? Okay? And if that's the case, yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes work. Yes, you're going to get hurt. Your feelings are going to get hurt. It's not easy. But you can do it. Decide what you want and go for it. And if you fall on your face a couple times, that's okay too. It's okay to fail, because when you fail or you fall on your face, you can get back up, dust yourself off, look back at what happened. This is what happened. This, I was doing good, and then I started, oh, there's where we all fall apart. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. He had a round butt, and he was sitting on a flat wall. Well, guess what happens with an egg? Anybody who knows eggs roll. Humpty Dumpty fell off of the wall. Now, if he would have sat a different way or when approached the issue different, we wouldn't have went all the way down. We would have kept going this way, or perhaps even bettered ourselves this way. Okay? One of the songs I was always taught, and I refer to this with a lot of my clients. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Won't hide it under no bush. Oh, hell no. I'm going to let it shine. Won't let nobody come by and blow it out. I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This is who I am. I am me. I am an awesome person. I have a lot of input. And I have a lot of experience. And I'm not going to let anybody shut me up. Because I'm going to let my influence and my experience shine. I'm going to share it with others and tell them, hey, it's okay. You're not a nobody. Your life might be in shambles right now, but it won't stay that way. There's a season and a reason, guys. If you're in a really crappy place right now, there's a reason, there's a lesson. And when you figure that out, things go so much easier. Okay? So, figure out, what is it that you want out of life? And how are you going to get it? Sorry about that. Stop. Leave the cat alone. So you figure out what it is you want out of life. Once you figure that out, then you figure out, okay, what are the steps that I need to take in order to get what I want out of life? In order to be the person I want to be, in order to have the things that I want to have. What are the steps that I'm going to have to take? Now, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice things. You're going to go without things. When I very first started to improve myself and work on myself, I was actually in recovery. I was going to NA meetings, and I didn't watch the TV, and yet I was still paying the bill. And I decided, you know what? I'm paying for something I don't use. Why? So I quit. I got it shut off. I paid the bill. But I got the TV shut off, and I stopped watching TV. I haven't watched TV in over 7 years. Now I will sit down and watch a show for an hour with Ben from time to time. We have our time, or TV time, and we'll watch a show together. It's usually one of those silly zombie shows, or, I don't know. There's a couple different ones he likes to watch. So I'll watch them with him. So we're spending time together. We're doing something together. We're building our relationship. And then as soon as that that show's off, turn that crap off. I spent time with you, which is valuable. Even though in my book, sitting on my butt, watching an idiot box that I'm not learning anything from is a waste of time. Now, while you're sitting down watching an hour TV show, you know how many different things I could be doing? If you're not aware of this, and you've never seen my beautiful soup can that I live in, I have a miniature zoo. As you can hear, the dogs they're 3.5-month-old puppies. And so they require a lot of attention. So, you know, I could be doing a lot of different things besides sitting on my butt watching TV for an hour. I rather look things up, Google things, YouTube things. You know, I've got some books in there. I could sit and read a book and learn something. Well, I got a lot of different books in there. I like to learn to grow things and how to make them grow better and healthier and live a healthier life, and what's good for you, what's not good for you. How do you do this the proper way to where you get the best nutrients out of it? You know, that's where the Earth Lady comes from. So, you know, don't let anybody tell you that you're a nobody anymore. Don't let anybody tell you that you're stupid, that you'll never be anything, that you're crazy, that you're mental, that you're out of your cotton picking mind. Go take your crazy medicine. Don't let them tell you that. Even if you're on medicine. I was for a long time, and then I found this awesome daily supplement and some different fragrances that have changed my life in such a way that you just don't know. If you've been following me for the last couple of years, you can see the difference. So it's all about yourself. Find out what works for you. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. If there is something that your heart says you need to do, that this is who you are, that it's going to bring you joy, happiness, peace, a sense of harmony and sanity, don't let nobody tell you no. You know, I really don't say a lot about my age, so you better catch it while you catch it. I'm going to be 42 this April 26th of 2020, and I still like to fly kites. It gives me a sense of peace, joy, and harmony. And so when it's warm out and it's windy, and a couple years back when I was around the kids before I moved to Tennessee here, I have kites, and we all went out and flew a kite. Now, because I don't have the kids down here anymore and they're grown up now, that doesn't mean it's going to stop me from flying a kite, guys. Something I like to do, and when the weather permits, bet your bippy I'll be out there flying my kite. Because it's something that I enjoy. And nobody can take away your joy. Nobody. Whether you like to color in a coloring book, and you're an adult or a child, or maybe you like to go make sandcastles. No matter what it is that you enjoy doing that brings you happiness, you go do it. Even if you have to do it alone, you go do it. Don't you let nobody take your flame. Don't you let nobody blow your little light out. You let that sucker shine. Don't you hide it under a bush because you're ashamed. You like to go flying kites. Oh, come on now. Cut that bush away. Let that light shine, because that is who you are. And you are beautiful just the way you are. And only you can change that. Now, I know that in certain situations, if you're in a negative relationship where there's things that you don't like and you would like to change them, and the other side of that relationship isn't willing to, then it's going to be a little bit more work. And it will be painful. It's hard to let somebody go that you love. But if they're not contributing to you being a bigger, better person and supporting you, then it might not be a smart idea to stay with them. Now, I'm not advising you to go breaking up with everybody. or put everybody on the back burner, but I'm saying think about what you want in life. Think about, am I where I want to be? Is my life the way I want it to be? Am I happy with everything that's going on in my life and with everything going on around me? Or are there things that I could do differently and get better results? Is there someone holding me back thinking that I'm a nobody and I'm stupid and I can't do this? Because if I got people holding me back and I got a chain with weight at my ankles holding me back, how am I going to get to the top of the hill where I want to be? Like I said, sometimes you got to cut those chains. You got to let go of those people to get to the bigger, better you. You weren't meant to be placed on this earth and be miserable your life. Life is not meant to be miserable. Life is to be lived and enjoyed. Learn lessons and keep moving forward. Now, I had a gal on as a guest speaker, and she said, yeah, I had to save up. I had to think about plans on, okay, when I decide to make my move, to let go of these people, to let go of this experience, and move forward and be a bigger, better person, because I no longer choose to allow people to contaminate me with negativity and tell me I'm dumb and I'm stupid and I can't do anything right. It's going to take some time. But I saved up and I found the spot and I found my opening and my chance and I jumped on it. And you got to do the same. Do not live your life hiding your light, being ashamed of yourself. That's not the way life was meant to be. You find your opportunity and you get a support group, people who support you, people who are positive, people you want to surround yourself with, that know that you are an awesome person, that you can do anything you put your mind to. You surround yourself with them and you go for it. And don't let nobody put no chain on your ankle and hold you back. Because you can. You are somebody and you do matter. Okay? So just that, you know. If you're not happy where you're at, you're not happy with your life, it's not where you want to be. Figure out where you do want to be, what you do want out of life, and you go for it. Now, a lot of you have probably already heard me say this many times. I want a farm. I want a farm with some land so that I can teach others how to live off of the land and save the money that they have for the things they need. I want to be able to show people, have a community living and teach people, these are things you can do. You plant this plant next to this plant, and then you don't have bugs. Then you don't have to use pesticides, which have what? Pesticides are poison. They have side effects, and they damage our body. So, I'm in the process of learning. I'm learning how to do things organically, do things without the chemicals. I'm learning how to grow things and which plants go next to which plants to keep them, you know, so that the first plant doesn't take the nutrients that the second plant will need, and that they'll grow together, and their scents will keep the certain bugs away so that we don't have parasites on our plants before or while they're growing or before we harvest them. You don't want to harvest spoiled fruit. How many of you are going to eat a rotten apple? Good point, huh? So, with that being said, take back your life. You are somebody, you do matter, and you can do it. Make a list. Decide what you want out of life. What you will put up with, what you will not put up with. What you will accept and what you expect, and what you will not accept and what you do not expect. and then decide what are the steps I need to take in order to get to where I want to be. With that being said, I hope that you all have a fantastic Saturday. Happy February 1st, 2020. And I will see you again soon. Ciao now.